All right, we're on to the next chapter of this book that we're reading, Business Plans That Work by Jeffrey A. Timmons, Andrew Zacharakis, and Stephen Spinelli. We are on chapter 18, The Key to Success. George Doriot, the father of venture capital and the founder of American Research and Development Corporation, the first modern day venture capital firm, said that he would rather work back in A entrepreneur with a B idea than a B entrepreneur with an A idea. He reasoned that an A team can mold and reshape a B idea into a winning opportunity more easily than a B team can execute an A idea. Therefore, the team section of the business plan is often the section professional investors read after examining the executive summary. Thus, it is critical that the plan depicts the members responsible for key activities and convey the idea that they are exceptional people with integrity, knowledge, and skills. In many cases, the business planning process will help you identify the gaps that exist on your team. It is rare for a founding entrepreneur to have all the competencies needed to launch a successful business. In fact, research suggests that ventures launched by teams are more likely to become sustainable businesses than those that are launched by individuals. One study found that over 83% of companies that achieved sales of $5 million or more were started by teams, whereas just over half the companies launched by teams failed. As you complete different sections of the plan, especially the marketing, operations, and development plans, start thinking about what kind of skills you need to execute those activities successfully. For example, we work with many bright engineers who understand technology and know how to create sophisticated devices or software, but lack the business skills necessary to launch a viable business, such as business development, sales, and finance. We also work with lots of sharp business people who have identified a customer need but don't have the technology background to build a prototype. In these situations, it makes sense to recruit a co founder, someone who complements your skill set so that together you can fill the gaps. However, you can't fill out a team right from the beginning. That would drain too much cash, assuming you paid them, and dilute too much equity. You need to be strategic and think about the 2 to 5 key people you will need to succeed. You also have to anticipate when you will need them. At Firefly, the core team is Lauren and Megan. They cover enough of the core skills to build a product, test the market, and establish the distribution channels. As the company starts to grow, a likely need is someone with strong operations and logistics skills. Even though the company intends to outsource, it needs someone to manage the overseas producer and the distribution to its channels. Fossa Medical and the other company we highlighted in this book started with 2 core team members, Gloria Rokolb, who provided the business, product design, and regulatory background, and Mike Kansas, who has the extensive experience in product development and testing to bring a product to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration's approval. They subsequently added James Glenn, who has sales and marketing experience. The core teams form the nucleus that can achieve several key milestones. As the milestones are met and surpassed, you can start building out your infrastructure, which means hiring more people. In building your core founding team, identify people who can multitask and are willing to take on lots of duties. Although someone with extensive experience can be a valuable addition, if that person has worked only in large corporations, it can be difficult for her to adjust to the startup mentality. Corporate persons may expect all the administrative support they had in all their previous companies. They may expect to focus narrowly on their areas of specialization, and this can create a culture clash because in a startup environment, every team member needs to wear many hats. They all need to help others in areas that may not be their areas of expertise. They have to accomplish tasks with minimal administrative support. Don't waste resources on administrative support too early in the launch phase. Although there are many other considerations in building a team, keeping the above advice in mind will help you launch your business and conserve resources. Considering how important the team is to a company's success, you need to present the power of the team as effectively as possible. We suggest that you have an introductory paragraph that talks about how the team came together. The subsequent sections will add detail about the team. Team bios and roles. The best place to start is by identifying the founding team members and their titles. Often the lead entrepreneur assumes a chief executive officer CEO role. However, if you're young and have limited business experience, it is usually more productive to state that the company will seek a qualified CEO as it grows. In these cases, the lead entrepreneur may assume the role of the CTO if she develops the technology, or the VP of business development. However, don't let these options confine you. The key is to convince investors that you have assembled the best team possible and that your team can execute the brilliant concept you are proposing. Once responsibilities and titles have been defined, names and short bios should be filled in. The bios should demonstrate records of success. If you have started another business, even if it failed, highlight that company's accomplishments. If you have no previous entrepreneurial experience, discuss your achievements at your last job. For example, bios often contain a description of the number of people the entrepreneur previously managed, and more importantly, a measure of economic success, such as growing division sales by 20% or more. The bio should demonstrate your leadership capabilities. To complement this description, resumes often are included as an appendix. Advisory boards, board of directors, strategic partners, and external members. To enhance the team's credentials, many entrepreneurs find that they are more attractive to investors if they have strong advisory boards. In building an advisory board, identify individuals with relevant experience in your industry who can help you achieve important milestones. For example, Firefly has achieved several milestones, building a prototype, initial manufacturing run, initial sales, and has others that are targeted in the future. Child professionals have been critical to developing the product, thus they are key advisors. Moving forward, Firefly needs to secure its distribution channels, thus it may seek advisors with contacts with institutions, hospitals, schools, philanthropic organizations, and specialty stores. Industry experts provide legitimacy to a new business as well as strong technical advice. Other advisory board members may bring other skills such as financial, legal, or management expertise. Thus, it is common to see lawyers, professors, and accountants who can assist in venture growth on advisory boards. Moreover, if your firm has a strategic supplier or a key customer, it may make sense to invite that person onto the advisory board as well. Typically, these individuals are remunerated with a small equity stake and compensation for any organized meetings. The key in building the advisory board is to identify the key needs and milestones the organization will face during its launch phase. By law, most organization types have a board of directors. By law, most organization types must have a board of directors. This is different from an advisory board, although board directors also can provide needed expertise. The primary role of the board of directors is to oversee the company on the behalf of its investors. The fiduciary duty carries legal rights, obligations, and liabilities. As we have seen with the demise of large corporations such as Enron and Global Crossing, board directors may be sued if a corporation fails and the shareholders believe the board members did not exert sufficient oversight of company officers. Sometimes a key industry expert will be willing to join the company as an advisor, but not as a director because of the liability issues, but also because being a board director implies a long-term commitment to the company. Potential board members may not be interested in or willing to give the extra time the board directorship suggests. In any case, the business plan needs to describe the size of the board, its role in the organization, and any current board members. Most major investors, such as venture capitalists, will require one or more board seats, usually the lead entrepreneur, and one or more inside company members, such as the CFO or vice presidents, also will have board seats. At its current stage of the development, Firefly's board consists only of insiders. As it seeks and secures more equity infusions, investors probably will take board seats as well. Strategic partners may not necessarily be on your advisory board or board of directors, but still provide credibility to your venture. In such cases, it makes sense to highlight their involvement in the company's success. It also is common to list external team members, such as the law firm and the accounting firm your venture uses. The key in this section is to demonstrate that your firm can execute the concept successfully. A strong team provides the foundation that conveys the idea that your venture will implement the opportunity successfully. Compensation and ownership. A capstone to the team section should be a table containing key team members by role, compensation, and ownership equity. A brief description of the table should explain why their compensation is appropriate. Many entrepreneurs choose not to pay themselves in the early months. Although this strategy conserves cash flow, it misrepresents the individual's worth to the organization. Therefore, the table should contain the salary the employee is due, and then, if deemed necessary, that salary can be deferred until a time when cash flow is strong. Another column that can be powerful shows what the person's current or most recent compensation was and what he will be paid in the new company. We are most impressed when we see highly qualified entrepreneurs taking a smaller salary than they earned at their previous jobs. It suggests that the entrepreneur really believes in the upside payoff of the company's growth will generate. Of course, the entrepreneur plans to increase the salary as the venture grows and starts to thrive. Thus, the description of the schedule should underscore the plan to increase salaries in the future. It is also a good idea to hold stock aside for future key hires and establish a stock option pool for lower level but critical employees such as software engineers. It is not uncommon to see a management set aside of 15% of the company. Again, the plan should discuss such provisions. So now we are going to read the Firefly Management Team Plan 8.0. Management Team. Firefly is the brainchild of Lauren McLaughlin, building on her passions for kids. Currently, the company consists of Lauren and a part-time director of marketing. Upon closing the next round of financing, the company will build out the infrastructure. Note that this company is still in early stages of launch. It is common to have several of the team members working part-time, especially since it preserves cash. However, having only one fully committed player may cause investors concern. They may question whether Lauren can build a team necessary to succeed or not. Next section. CEO, founder Lauren McLaughlin has 10 years of experience working with children in difficult life situations as a teacher, counselor, and program manager. She graduated with an MBA from the F.W. Olin College of Business at Babson College. Lauren designed teaching curricula for Sunburst Projects, a cutting-edge nonprofit serving children with AIDS. She also worked for YWCA, revitalizing the Teen Women Entrepreneur Program and Entrepreneurship Program for at-risk youth. Lauren's experience combined with her business education and background makes her well-suited to lead the company. The bio connects Lauren's experience working with children with her MBA degree. She's trying to articulate that she understands the children's need, yet also has the business background needed to succeed. Adding metrics that demonstrate success would enhance her bio. For example, she could talk about the size of the program she administered in terms of revenue, employees, and number of children participating. These metrics would provide evidence of leadership qualities. Director of Marketing Megan McDonald's previous roles include a marketing internship at Hasbro, the world's second largest toy manufacturer. While there, she assisted in the launch of development of girls and creative play products. She held client management and market research positions at Forrester Research and was a marketing assistant with junior achievement of Greater Puget Sound. Megan received her Bachelor of Arts degree in English and Spanish from Colby College and graduated magna cum laude from the F.W. Olin Graduate School of Business at Babson College with a concentration in marketing. Section 8.1, Board of Advisors. Note that the advisors here have strong credentials in the area of child development. These credentials help validate Firefly's vision in addition to providing Lauren a deep reservoir of advice. However, therefore appears to be a gap in manufacturing and sales expertise. Note how Lauren has identified the areas of expertise she hopes her advisors will fill. Also note that these areas are tied to key company milestones. Board of Advisors. Firefly has developed a board of advisors to offer guidance on toy design, distribution, and business acumen. These advisors will provide their expertise both through counsel and through contributing to the guides for caregivers. Dr. Julie Reese received her AB from Vassar College and her PhD in developmental and social psychology from Brandeis University. Trained as a developmental psychologist and elementary education teacher, she has focused on linking developmental theory and basic research with educational and parenting practices. She also serves as a consultant for early child care facilities and lectures on topics focusing on improving the quality of childcare for all children. Recently, she co-designed an infant-toddler exhibit for the Mid-Hudson Children's Museum. She currently serves as chair of board of the Dutchess County Child Development Council and as a board member of the Mid-Hudson Children's Museum. Richard Cook. Executive Director of the Winston Child Care Center, Cook has been a member of the faculty at Boston City University while leading the Early Childhood Teacher Preparation Program. During the 1980s, he served as a vice chair of the Advisory Council on Early Care and Education of Young Children for the Massachusetts Board of Education. He has been a research associate at the Moon Center for the Mental Retardation and the Family Children's Policy Center at Boston City University. His awards have included a National Institute of Health Training Fellowship for the study of public policy and support for people with special needs. Lisa Andrews. Lisa is a head preschool teacher at the Winston Child Care Center. She is a recent graduate of Vassar College, where she worked for several years at the Wimpheimer Nursery School. Lisa uses creative movement and handmade felt figures to make stories come alive for the children. She provides the insight into caregiver needs and concerns. Dr. Andrew Zacharakis. Professor Zacharakis is the Paul T. Babson Term Chair in Entrepreneurship at the Arthur M. Blank Center for the Entrepreneurship, Babson College. Prior to entering academia, Zach was with Leisure Technology, IBM, and the Cambridge Companies, a venture capital firm. He brings years of experience working with entrepreneurs and investors. Ownership and compensation, Section 8.2. Although the team is small, Lauren might consider adding a table describing her compensation in detail. Currently, Lauren McLaughlin, the founder and CEO, owns 95% of the company, with 5% owned by the initial investors. At present, all compensation is deferred as Lauren and Megan focus on launching the business. Once the next round of financing is secured, the company will begin to pay salaries. Chapter summary. The team section is critical to selling your vision successfully. You need to build a team that adds credibility. This may be difficult for younger entrepreneurs who are entering a field where they have little experience. If you find your team section isn't compelling, you probably need to add a key member or two. Your ability to build a strong team is your first market test. If you can convince others of the attractiveness of the opportunity, you have passed a major milestone that will make your company more attractive to investors and other stakeholders. That is the end of chapter 8 about the team. And the next chapter, we will discuss the critical risks and offering plan sections. I'm Aditya Mittal, and I will see you in the next video.